Are you sure?
Here's the 30-second lesson on what legends know. Never ask a bride why she's getting married. Don't wear a skirt on a windy day. Deodorant is not a shower. Don't sniff chili flakes. And don't forget, saving is not investing. Legends don't just save, they invest in mutual funds. Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.
Maharashtra is having the second phase of its polling this Friday. Now, why Maharashtra has 5 phases of polling? It's not a state known for much law and order issues, so there isn't going to be that much shuffling of paramilitary forces and police. There might be some political reasons for that, which we will discuss as we go along. However, and to understand the importance of Maharashtra, we have to see what is it that Narendra Modi and the BJP are targeting, what is it that they are promising, and what is it that the opposition wants. So this clash of objectives on the two sides will take place in the state of Maharashtra even more than in the state of Uttar Pradesh, because Uttar Pradesh might have more seats. Uttar Pradesh has 80 seats in Lok Sabha, Maharashtra has only 48. It is the second highest. However, unlike Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra has a very different kind of contest this time, because alliances have been redone, they've been rejigged. Friend has become foe has become friend. In some cases, friends friend has friend has split the friend so that one becomes a foe and the other becomes a friend, so on and so forth. This is very messy. It's in this mess that Maharashtra is having its elections, going to the polls in the second round. 48 seats. If Narendra Modi and the BJP have to get anywhere near their promise of 370 seats for the BJP, 400 par, 400 par for the alliance, I'm saying it notionally. If at all they have to get anywhere near that, they have to sweep Maharashtra. At least they have to repeat the performance of the last election, which was 41 plus 1 seat out of 48. Why do we say 41 plus 1? Because the alliance, that is BJP and Shiv Sena, they won 41 seats between them. Shiv Sena won 18, the BJP won 23, 23 out of the 25 the BJP contested, 18 out of the 23 that Shiv Sena contested. One more seat had gone to an independent backed by NCP, etc., by the other side. But she then came to support the BJP, and she is now a BJP candidate, Navneet Rana. So we include her also. BJP and its allies, BJP Shiv Sena, got 42 seats out of 48. So this time the challenge for the BJP is that they have to get at least this many, if not more, because the target is more. They want even more than 42, but at least this many. The trick there is, the little twist there is that while their ally is still called Shiv Sena, it's a different Shiv Sena, because the Shiv Sena had left the BJP, as we know, to lead the state government on its own. That Shiv Sena was then split by the BJP, and that's why I said sometimes you split a foe, sometimes you split a friend, and sometimes foe become friend and friend becomes foe. In fact, I will quote to you a line that Girish Kuber, the editor of Lok Sabha, wrote in his article, my former colleague. I wish I had written this line, but because I haven't written it, I will borrow it from him with full credit to him. So thank you, Girish. What did he write in his article? In his article in the Indian Express, he wrote, this is a case, Maharashtra politics is a bit like the case of candidate A, although belonging to party B, will contest the elections on the symbol of party C, which will vacate its seat for a defector from party D, which in turn will extended support to a breakaway faction of Party E. That's the kind of dog's breakfast Maharashtra politics is at this time. Now, just as for Narendra Modi and the BJP, it's important, critical to at least repeat their performance of the last election, if not improve on it. For the other side, for its challengers, that is Congress Party, Shiv Sena, NCP, these are also the three most powerful members of the India alliance. For them to be able to stop Narendra Modi and BJP, one, short of his promise of 370 or 370 plus allies 400. But also, if their ambition is to stop Narendra Modi and BJP below the 272 mark, they have to do very well in Maharashtra. And for any of that to happen, the alliances have to play out one way or the other, which means the real test is where will the alliance partners' votes go. So looking at the larger political picture, when Shiv Sena's voters go out to vote, Shiv Sena has a lot of committed voters, particularly say in the city of Bombay and city of Mumbai, I should say. Otherwise, I will face the wrath of Shiv Sainiks from both sides, from both factions. So I stand corrected. We will need to see where do Shiv Sena's loyal voters go to vote. Will they vote for the new Shiv Sena, that is the Shinde Shiv Sena, Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena chief ministers, which the courts and election commission have decreed to be the real Shiv Sena? What will the voters think? Will they see this one as the real Shiv Sena, or will they see Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena as the real thing? Similarly, for NCP, will they see Sharad Pawar's party as the NCP, as inheriting the mantle of the real NCP along with the founder, or will they see NCP's mantle now having gone away and with the new leadership under Ajit Pawar, who happens to be a nephew of Sharad Pawar? Once again, there is a mess of the kind that you don't see even in Hindi heartland politics. And that's why the more you figure out the politics of the states of Indian Union beyond the Hindi heartland, the most fascinated you are. One, by the complexities, and second, also by how little sometimes we Dilli walas tend to know about any of this. And that is the reason I have real experts with me to help us declutter this one. I have our formidable political editor, DK Singh, who you know well. You also have Manasi Phadke, our deputy editor in Mumbai. She's our deputy editor in Mumbai, also in charge of our coverage, not just in Maharashtra, but Maharashtra, Goa, Gujarat. So all of that western coast, and also Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And also we have our special correspondent Purva Chitnis, who, as you can see, is in the field right now, and pavement thumping and trying to figure out what's going on in this fascinating state. So we'll get started. As we get started, and as I hand over to Manasi, who will explain to us some of the complexities I talked about, particularly these dynasties which are at odds with each other. Some of these dynasties are also split. I will just tell you the geographical divisions in the state of Maharashtra. So there is Western Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Marathwada, Konkan, which includes Thane. There was a time when people would say, we outsiders would say, oh, Thane, suburb of Mumbai. It's not a suburb of Mumbai. It's a whole buzzing district by itself and a city by itself. In fact, that is the Karam Bhumi of Eknath Shinde as well. That's where he draws his power from. Then Mumbai, and then North Maharashtra. So geographically, these are the regions. Mansi, make some sense of this for us, because as I see, I notice also that Maharashtra Police Economic Offences Wing has now said it has absolved Ajit Pawar of all his alleged crimes, right? You can explain what that scandal was. In the process, it has also absolved others involved in it, which include Rohit Pawar, his nephew, which is actually on the other side of the political divide. So this is one big Ganga Snan. Although, mind you, it's a bit like your mom giving you the Nobel Prize, isn't it? When your own government gives you a clean chit. So what is going on? How do we outsiders make sense of Maharashtra politics like this?
I will start with I'll start with the dynasty and the part of Maharashtra that's perhaps the most exciting right now, and it's almost like a pot boiler that's playing out, and sometimes you forget that you're still on page one and not page three of the whole thing of the news cycle. So that's the Pawar dynasty, where you have nephew Ajit Pawar on one side, uncle Sharad Pawar on the other side, and Baramati, which is their home turf, which is the parliamentary constituency of Baramati, which has several smaller assembly constituencies in it, but it includes the whole Baramati Taluka, which is the Karma Bhumi of the Pawars. And I was there last week, last week actually, and the entire family is split. The workers are split. All the functionaries are on Ajit Pawar's side. The voters are split. While they say Ajit Pawar has done a lot for them on the ground, they don't want to vote against Sharad Pawar because he is ultimately the Karta Dharta of the entire system under NCP and the Pawar family that has been split up. So that's going to be a very exciting scene to watch out for, because here we have Ajit Pawar's real brother and his wife and their son campaigning for Sharad Pawar's daughter, Supriya Sule, and they hold Ajit Pawar responsible for making them an active part of this situation, because they had apparently urged Ajit Pawar not to give a candidate from the family to avoid making this political split, one that spills over into the family. But then he put up Sunitra Pawar's wife as the candidate because she is the most winnable probably from the Ajit Pawar faction for Baramati, because only a Pawar can take on a Pawar legacy. And here it directly becomes a Pawar versus Sue battle. So he's trying to show this is the daughter-in-law and this is the daughter who is married and gone away into another family as well. The voters I spoke to, some of them say that okay, we may because we cannot imagine voting against Sharad Pawar, so we'll probably vote with him on this one, because this election it's almost as if the ruling side is out to finish Sharad Pawar. This election is characteristic of that. But when it comes to the assembly election, we'll only side with Ajit Dada. So there's also that dynamic that you are seeing among voters, and that's the reason why I mean this election is going to be very interesting, because it's going to give us absolutely no clues about what's going to happen in the assembly election 6 months down the line. Now, a few more dynasties, and a lot of them come out from the Western Maharashtra region, and I'll let Purva talk a little bit more about it. But so this has become like a Shatranj ke khiladi sort of a game where Sharad Pawar has to put his best move forward. He's literally using all political acumen that he's got. It's all happening in the background. And Devendra Fadnavis is also trying to counter it equally effectively. So in Western Maharashtra, what Sharad Pawar has tried to do, because Devendra Fadnavis thought that Ajit Pawar is now with us, his NCP is with us. So this, the sugar bowl of the state, where you have cooperatives and this huge network of cooperative banks and sugar factories, and which has always been loyal to the NCP, that also kind of translates. I mean, it comes to us in Virasat. Uh, but that doesn't seem like it's likely to happen, because Sharad Pawar has brought some at least two other formidable leaders from Western Maharashtra together with him. And I mean, together, then they hold a lot of sway. So I'll let Purva talk a little bit more about it, because she is in Solapur right now.
All, so Purva, give us a picture, but before that, somebody explain to us, either you or Purva, whoever knows it better, what is this scandal in which Ajit Pawar's own government has given him a clean sheet, and where his nephew is a collateral beneficiary. Usually we say
It is
collateral
collateral beneficiary.
damage. This is collateral beneficiary. Or what we say, हाथी के पाँव में सबका पाँव. So what's this case?
This is a Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank probe that the EOW was looking at, and where basically the board members were alleged to have given loans to some of the sugar factories and some of the cooperatives that are owned by their family and friends, although they were not fit to be given loans. So that was the case. Initially, even Sharad Pawar was named in the case in 2019, if you remember, and then that kind of just fizzled out. So EOW has right now given a clean sheet.
Purva, you take it forward from where you are, but before you go, I will tell you something that happened when Pratibha Patil was named as Congress candidate for president. We were in the Express, we were running a series of stories on scandals involving her and her family, and mainly her businesses. And somebody senior from the Congress came to meet me at my home with a basket of Langda mangoes and said, look, whatever happens on in third week of July, she'll represent the glory of the Republic. Why are you going after her? So I said, but all these are genuine stories. And this senior leader of the Congress, who's actually now joined the BJP, Suresh Pachauri, I will name him, he said that look, what has she got? She's got a cooperative bank, she's got a sugar mill, and she's got private educational institutions like universities. Everybody in Maharashtra has them. So what has she done that everybody else hasn't done? So this is so true of Maharashtra politics, Purva, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why, like, the Western Maharashtra region is particularly crucial now. Western Maharashtra will be voting in the third phase, but here, BJP trying to take the NCP faction, especially Ajit Pawar. I mean, we all know after Sharad Pawar, it was Ajit Pawar who was the number two in NCP, and taking Ajit Pawar along with, the ruling government, the Mahayuti government. BJP thought that it was going to be a cakewalk for them, or we can say like it would be easy for them to take over the Western Maharashtra constituencies right from Pune. Like there are four Lok Sabha constituencies in Pune region. Then there is Satara, there is Sangli, there is Kolhapur, there is Hatkanangle, Solapur, and Mada. So these are quite a number of constituencies that we are talking after, and that is why what the sense that we are getting, especially what Sharad Pawar did here. Sharad Pawar tried to get on board Vijay Singh Mohite Patil. Now, Mohite Patil, as Mansi was also saying, like amongst the dynasties, the big clans in Maharashtra, especially Western Maharashtra, Mohite Patil is one of the bigger names. He had joined BJP in 2019. He was in NCP. He had moved out of Congress. Along with Sharad Pawar, he was a part of NCP since then. But in 2019, he went to the BJP. So getting him on board, that and his clout is in the Solapur Mada region. So that same region, Solapur is the region where Sushil Kumar Shinde comes from. Now, if you remember, Sushil Kumar Shinde, he had fought the 2019 election, but because of Prakash Ambedkar fighting there as well, uh, Sushil Kumar Shinde lost that election because of the division of vote. So now what has happened is Sharad Pawar has tried to bring these two together. Sushil Kumar Shinde, Vijay Singh Mohite Patil, then the Mohite Patil nephew has gotten a seat from Mada. So it's the combination on the ground is working. The optics are good at the moment. Because and also Kolhapur we have Chhatrapati Shahu Maharaj. Now he comes from the royal family himself. This is the time that he is contesting Lok Sabha election from a Congress seat. So that's why even on ground, people are coming out to see him. He came royal from the palace. Now he's coming out on ground campaigning. So people are excited to see him as well. So optically, if BJP wanted this NCP to come on board, and Ajit Pawar coming into BJP is going to help them, but doesn't look so easy. Satara, of course, Udayan Raje Bhosle have gotten the ticket from BJP, so it is tough at this moment. Like it can go any which way. Baramati, as Mansi was also speaking about, Baramati is looking tough. So it's not that the election is gone out of BJP fans. Of course, there are seat combination, but there are few seats where it is looking tougher for the BJP at this moment, and there are many seats where it is a 50-50.
Will you explain, just describe the Western Maharashtra region for us?
Right. So Western Maharashtra is basically this region which is known for its sugar mills. And this is also the region where, traditionally it has been the Congress NCP bastion. Like all your cooperatives, milk cooperative, sugar cooperative, banks, education, all these cooperatives, it's heavy on cooperatives. And the entire Maharashtra politics, if we look, like how Pawar has dominated Maharashtra politics, this is mainly because of this Western Maharashtra region. A lot of these dynasties still hold a lot of sway in Western Maharashtra. So Western Maharashtra is, especially, it's also Maratha dominant, and this is also a region which has, in fact, these are the powerful, politically powerful Marathas have come from Western Maharashtra. So that is why it's also going to be interesting in this particular election to see how the Marathas are going to vote, because Marathas have traditionally been Congress NCP voters, but in the last 10 years, they have either half of them have voted for BJP as well. So with this Jarange Patil movement, the Maratha agitation movement, there seems to be some consolidation for Maratha votes as well. So Western Maharashtra is also key and important to see how Marathas are going to vote in this election.
That's a good point, and something we must remember is that in the last parliament election 2019, BJP and Shiv Sena got more than 50, all more than 51% of the vote. In fact, 51.34%, and the UPA, which was then Congress and NCP, they got 32% of the vote. So Lok Sabha, BJP Sena had a big head start, but again the question which will be question will be which Sena, and which Sena will the voters see as the real one. DK, I'm sure you're missing not being in Maharashtra at this point because you like to be where the political action is. Now, what are the big takeaways? One, I will question I will raise with you that does it mean that this could either signal the revival or the end, the rise or the end of two major political dynasties in India, and both at this point mostly happen to be on the same side. That is the Sharad Pawar dynasty and the Thackeray dynasty.
Yes, very important. But first, I'll come to the data you're talking about. This 28% you said. Sorry, 51%. See, I was just before coming to this, I was looking at the data. So, in 2009, for instance, we are looking at the BJP's base. In 2009, BJP got about 17% votes, 17 point something. When Modi came on to the national center stage, the BJP's vote share, and remember, BJP contested 25 Lok Sabha seats. So we are talking about those seats only. In 2014, BJP gained by about 10 percentage points. So 2019, BJP's vote share was 28%, which continued in 2014 and 2019 also. So we have BJP's vote share as 28%, and Shiv Sena's vote share, it has gone up to 23%. But given that BJP will impact the entire thing, how Prime Minister Modi's magic works there or don't work, so we are looking at the BJP's numbers. So the data tells you that every party has its own vote bank, pocket borrow. So look at all the parties. Congress, as part of an alliance with the NCP, and now part of the MVA with the Shiv Sena. But Congress has had 16 to 19% votes. Before Modi, it was about 19% and 20%. Even now, Congress continues to have 16%. We know in 2019, Congress was nowhere. Still, it managed 16% vote. That's almost the vote share of the NCP also. So these people already have 32%. When we are talking about NDA, NCP, and BJP have 51% votes. These these two, at least NCP and Congress, they have 32% solid votes. And then we talk about the Shiv Sena factor. We remove Shiv Sena from the NDA equation. BJP is down to 28%. What happens to that 23% that Shiv Sena gets? That will make a lot of difference. What happens to NCP? Again, with that 16% vote bank, how much is Ajit Pawar able to split? That is why this data, when you in politics, we're talking about politics and arithmetic and chemistry. Arithmetic is totally messed up. Nobody knows where are the numbers. We talk about chemistry. That reminds me. A few months back, Mansi would remember Fadnavis and Eknath Shinde. They were going to inaugurate some road project. Fadnavis was driving the car. Eknath Shinde was sitting beside him. A few days later, I met Shinde here, and I was asking him, so, Fadnavis was in the driving seat. Shinde tells me, I was an auto driver. I know what who sits where and why. So that was the kind of equation. The chemistry between the two continued until Ajit Pawar came into this. And suddenly you see the entire narrative changing. So if you remember, first few months of this government, NDA government, until Ajit Pawar came, because all talks were about infrastructure projects, what all vision Shinde has. That Fadnavis in his 5 years as chief minister did this. Shinde is going to continue like this. All these things have disappeared now. All you hear is how they are fighting on different seats, how there is power tussle. And can you imagine for a party like the BJP, I mean the NDA together, they have not been able to finalize candidates on 6 seats even now. BJP wants that also. You have NCP claiming some other seat. Look at Mumbai North Central seat, where you have Mahajan. BJP is not able to decide whether to drop her, whether to replace her, whether to go with her. So much of confusion there. That's not about a national confusion. The confusion is there because on the ground, The party is not sure. Before coming for recording, I was talking to somebody in the ruling camp, and he was saying, forget about this arithmetic chemistry among alliance partners. What will actually matter is what kind of chemistry Prime Minister Modi is able to extract with the people. Now, as per him, Modi remains the most popular leader in Maharashtra, even now. But that wave is missing. And if that wave is missing, how the results will be, we don't know. And that's why there's so much of confusion because there are so many players there. And as for the dynasty you talked about, yes, for both dynasties, these elections are crucial.
Yeah. So Mansi, so that's a key question. Can Narendra Modi still transfer votes to whatever faction of NCP and Shiv Sena is with him purely in his own name? Do you see that sense in Maharashtra for Modi?
All candidates, even many of the candidates, rather, let me correct myself, even the ones who are confident of winning it on their own name, are very strongly using Narendra Modi's name. So the Modi factor is there. And when they use Narendra Modi's name, what's working in Maharashtra is mostly talking about the development schemes that he has brought in, the roads that he has completed, the infrastructure projects that he has completed, the way he is. I mean, they talk about this "ghus ke marenge," the eye for an eye with regards to any kind of extremities against India. All of that is working. The stress on industries, the way India's image apparently has grown when you go overseas and people ask you where you're from. Oh, I'm from India. Oh, you're from Narendra Modi's land. Your country is doing very well. This is the kind of narrative that the candidates of all three parties, the ruling allies, are putting forth. Even candidate as confident as Narayan Rane, I spent half of the day with him. I mean, he doesn't need Modi's name technically to contest and win. And whether he wins or not is a different thing. But he's a very well-known name across Sindhudurg and even Ratnagiri, and has enough support. But he's still pushing the Modi name forward, which means yes, Modi factor does work, and that is one major reason why I said. The voting patterns will be different now as against in the assembly election when there will be no Modi factor at play per se, and there will be other issues that will come up at that point of time. Primarily, issues such as projects going to Gujarat, the Gujarati influence increasing on Maharashtra, which hit, which kind of strike a chord with a large part of the Maharashtrian population.
In fact, we spoke with Narayan Rane, so you can hear a few lines from that interview, and we'll share the full link to the full interview with the description. So while we are talking about the Pawar family and what's happening within the Pawar family, see also little clips from these interviews with Supriya Sule, the daughter, and also Sunetra Pawar, the niece-in-law. So listen to what they are saying. You will see links to the full interviews with the description of this video.
Also, just to add on to that, so while the Modi factor seems to be still working in Maharashtra, the BJP doesn't want to leave any stone unturned. If you look at the kind of candidates that the BJP has put forth, it's very first list. I mean, it has ensured that it is putting forth its very best and looking at only winnability. Pulling somebody like Sudhir Mungantiwar out of the Maharashtra cabinet to make him contest from Chandrapur, the only seat that had gone to Congress in 2019, which the MP who passed away, his wife was contesting from the Congress. So he was fielded from there. Then Piyush Goyal being brought to Mumbai. That has a special connection with BJP voters in Mumbai. Then giving the lead candidature to Pankaja Munde. She has a huge following within a community that the BJP just couldn't overlook. Pulling in Narayan Rane in Ratnagiri, Sindhudurg, though the Shiv Sena wanted that seat very badly, and somehow they placated the ally and gave it to Narayan Rane.
Yeah, they are not leaving anything to chance. Purva, I think you are in better signal now. I'm sorry, it was a bit hazy the last time. I know you are in the field and on the street. It's a challenge even now. So you want to say something? Please go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, along with all of this, I think what I have observed, like I was also in parts of Marathwada and parts of Vidarbha, which are going to go to the polling in the next second phase. the consolidation of vote factor, the caste factor is very important. It's going to be very important because Manoj Jarange Patil, especially in the Marathwada region, he still holds a lot of sway. At least the voters that I've been speaking to, they have been saying that we will be voting जो कोई हमारा caste issue, quota issue resolve करेगा. So that is going to be a very major factor, and at the same time, the OBC consolidation, which the BJP has tried very well at this point with Chhagan Bhujbal getting on board, Chhagan Bhujbal and OBCs putting their own candidates in places where there are Maratha candidates from both the ruling and the opposition camp. So this is something that I think we should also be watching for how the caste factor is going to play out. Along with, of course, there is this Modi factor which is there. Then this caste factor is there, and at the same time, the local issues are also people are also speaking about those local issues on ground. How they are going to translate into voting, that they are not very sure. Like whether they will be voting only for the local issues or they will also be looking for the national, the Modi factor, because considering this is a national election. But yeah, these are a couple of points that I think going forward we need to watch out for when people are going out to vote.
So, is anybody, two of you are on the ground, is anybody talking about manifestos, Congress manifesto or BJP manifesto? Just give me a one-line answer. Purva, you see anybody talking about manifestos? No. Mansi, you see anything? So manifestos are really for the pundits in Delhi and for TV channels, right? Isn't it? Because every day they're discussing manifestos. DK, you have the last word. What
No,
is it?
I have a question, short question from Mansi because he's in Ratnagiri. Now I'm very curious. We have seen the split in the Shiva Sena. Eknath Shinde has been managing pretty well from Mumbai, but this entire region from Mumbai to Thane down to Konkan to Ratnagiri, what kind of a split do you see in the Shiva Sena? I'm talking about the split in their loyalty, Shiva Sainic's loyalty.
In Ratnagiri and Sindhudurg, it's actually simple because the leaders who have been to the who have basically gone to the Shinde camp, which is people like Uday Samant and Deepak Kesarkar, were not original Shiv Sainiks. They were people who had joined the party from NCP. When you talk to the Thackeray Shiv Sena and ask them, are your Karyakartas still with you, or where is the split, and who is with the Shinde-led Shiv Sena? They say that all their Karyakartas that Uday Samant or Deepak Kesarkar had gotten with them have now gone to the Eknath Shinde-led Shiv Sena. We don't consider them ours anyway, so it's no loss for us. So that's how it is divided. When I have gone to a lot of villages and spoken to people from different communities, that Thackeray factor in Konkan still it's still that hump is difficult for people to overcome and vote for a Shiv Sena that belongs to somebody else, because in Konkan in Mumbai that Thackeray factor still works. But at the same time, the younger voters, the sarpanches, in fact, when I was speaking to some of them, they say that the Shinde-led Shiv Sena has ensured that after coming to power, they have released funds for our villages, and works have happened. So in the younger voters seem to be more transactional. They will look at most of those things. It's the white-haired population that still thinks about sentimentality and the righteousness of the whole situation. In fact, in one of the rallies yesterday, Vinod Tavade was here to campaign for actually not to campaign for Narayan Rane and also to address the party workers of all the ruling allies as well as the MNS and RPI. And he used this and he basically gave this example that what is sympathy. If a bus hits a car, then you have sympathy for the car. If a car hits a scooter, you have sympathy for a scooter. If a scooter hits a cycle, you have sympathy for the cycle. But if you want to get your daughter married tomorrow, you're not going to go to the cycle wala. You're going to ensure that he at least has a car. So when you vote, look at somebody not from the angle of sympathy, but from the angle of capability. So that's where it stands.
Interesting. So, DK, you have another question for Purva and for
Yes,
both of
so
you?
because both of them are in the field, am I correct in my assessment, or at least what I'm given to understand, that it's ultimately the Modi factor that has to pull it off for Mahayuti and to defeat the MVA? It's the Modi factor remains the most decisive thing in Maharashtra.
Purva?
Yes, that is going to be one of the factors as far as what I have seen on ground. It is one of the key factors, but not the only factor. Definitely, but for Bahayuti to come out, that is definitely the only factor. They will have to go out, and they are in fact talking on the Modi factor itself. Like if you go out on road, any city of Maharashtra, especially, you see large hoardings of BJP, but it is only Modi's face that is on those hoardings, especially because not even in Amravati, it's not about Navneet Rana or it is not about any other candidate. It is about Modi. They are talking about Modi, and that is what they are. They feel that the UT feels that this is the only factor that is going to get them the required amount of votes that they want.
And Mansi, is it just the Modi factor and nothing else matters?
No, if Lord, actually, we shouldn't underestimate the people of Maharashtra because they are yet to give a verdict on what they think about this breaking and making of alliances and parties. There's not been a single major election since all of that has happened. So that is a wild card, an unknown factor that we don't know yet.
Thank you very much, DK, for your wisdom always. And Purva Chitnis also interviewed Aditya Thackeray. You will see a line or two from that interview now. The full interview you will see among the links that we are adding to the description of this video. So thank you very much, Mansi and Purva are two stalwarts in Maharashtra. Mansi in Ratnagiri, Purva in Solapur. It's a huge state, so there is still a lot more travel to do. Thank you very much. And for you, viewers, listeners, please do tell us what you think of this new format that we've tried a couple of times during the elections. Would you like us to do more of this or less of this? I hope you will say more because in that case, I have to do less work. So thank you very much for being there.